Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Sarah here again, and we are back with another video. So this is part of my Cameroonian series. As you would have known already from the previous vlogs, your babe is currently in Douala, Cameroon, which is where I was born and grew up. So where is Cameroon? Cameroon is located on the west coast of Africa. It's considered either to be West Africa or Central Africa. It's just right in between there. So some people say it's in Central Africa economically because we're in the CIMAC zone, but geographically we're in West Africa. To this, however, we are this beautiful melting pot of amazing people, and I just want to take you guys through what it's like to be from Cameroon or live in Cameroon. So if you're seeing this beautiful face for the first time, please don't make it your last. Make sure to watch other videos because we do amazing content here. Do remember to subscribe. If you like this video, hit that like button, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and yeah, let's keep watching. So Cameroon, like I said, I was born here and grew up here, and it's home. It is home. Even though I don't currently live in Cameroon anymore, it remains home. So I want to talk about the things I love about Cameroon. The very first one for me is obviously food. I love our food so much. Yes, naturally, I love food. I'm a foodie, but I really like Cameroonian food, not just because of the variety, because we have loads and loads and loads of food, but because of the freshness of the ingredients. Anybody that has eaten Cameroonian food will tell you we have very fresh ingredients. If you see like a typical Cameroonian cooking, they will use like local spices. We don't use that much of Korean thyme. We use a lot of local spices, and it just gives this flavor to food. Also, the food items are really fresh. Like, I think you would have seen one or two videos when I was showing you like avocados. They look amazing and fresh, like just everything. Like, I will try and show as much things as possible. Our bananas are golden yellow and taste amazing. Pawpaw is great. Just everything is so fresh and nice. So like the food and the foodstuffs in like the actual cuisine, and then the foodstuffs you use they're just some of my best things. I also love the fact that we have 24/7 light. And yes, I can dare to say 24/7 light, especially when you're coming from Nigeria. So it's not that they don't ever take light, but they sparsely ever do. And when they do, it doesn't last for long. A lot of times, they will actually send either a text message or some form of communication from the electricity company saying, oh, we're working on a certain issue in this area, so there won't be light between this time or that time. But if it's a very like short interruption of power supply, maybe an hour or a few minutes, they're not going to notify you. I've been around for almost a week, and they took light once. To tell you that it's basically almost 24/7 power supply. So I absolutely love that. That is not just great for people's living condition, but also for businesses. Like in Nigeria, if you're to set up a business, one major cost you need to think of is power, and you're thinking of having a generator, solar power, and all of that. But in the typical Cameroonian household doesn't have generators. Only the high class actually do have generators just to provide for that little short interruption of power. But in Nigeria, it is a staple. In Cameroon, it is not. Another thing I love about Cameroon is affordable cost of living. I say affordable cost of living, but I'll break it is because in actuality, if you live just like the typical Cameroonian would live, it is very affordable. Accommodation is cheap. We have, I don't know if I'll call it advantage or disadvantage, but we pay rent monthly. So people that are renting, they pay rent monthly. So it's usually easier for most workers. They don't need to like save up loads of monies to pay yearly. They just pay their rent as they are being paid salaries as well. And you can have like really affordable rents depending on the areas you want to live. You can have rents of 10,000 per month, all the way to rents of 300,000 per month. So it really depends on where you want to live. So it's affordable according to your own standard of living, if I would say that. Transportation is really affordable. they use a lot of taxes, public taxes. They're like the yellow taxes. I would attach videos as I'm speaking. They're like the yellow taxis, and then bikes, a whole lot. Those two are the major means of transport, more than buses. I know that bikes are used mainly in Douala, and now they're also being used in Yaoundé, but those are like the two major means of transportations. There are buses and other means of public transport, but they are not as popular as the taxis and the buses. So in Douala, for example, for most locations, it's a bit complicated to take a taxi in Douala. So whatever your location is, you can't just leave from one end to another end, except you're taking a drop. But like if you're stopping a taxi on the road, you would leave from one end to a specific location, which is either halfway from where you're going, but if it's not far, it will go directly. But if it's like from two extreme ends, you have to have a joining point. So it's usually between 250, 300 kind of prices, which is really affordable, I would say. And you're not the only one in the taxi. There will be 3 people sitting at the back and 2 people sitting in front. So depending on the level of comfortability. But if you want to like take a drop with the yellow taxis, most drops are between 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, depending on the distance. I've paid up to 5K for longer distances, but that's about it. We also have an app that it's kind of like the Uber and Bolt app, but it's called Nyango, and it's basically a local form of Uber, so you can book it on your phone and it will take you to your different locations. I would say it's actually quite affordable. It's almost the same price as the drops, but they make it slightly cheaper than the actual drops. And those are not yellow taxis, they are normal Uber type cars, though the one I entered, they didn't really on AC for me. Maybe if you ask or something, but I expect that it should be automatic. However, I had a similar experience in Ibadan. So really and truly, I guess it depends on where you are. So yeah, that is kind of it for transportation. Then feeding is really affordable. Like foodstuffs are really cheap. Like really, really cheap. You can eat with very little. Eat very well with very little. But if you're trying to buy like foreign goods, then it becomes expensive. If you're trying to buy maybe more of high-end stuff, I don't know if I really want to call it high-end, but like things that are more a little bit premium, then it becomes drastically expensive. And I ask myself, like, why is it so expensive? So if you're eating like a local, oh my god, it's going to be so cheap. You're buying everything from like the market, you're not going to supermarkets and stuff. In supermarkets there are some affordable things, but most of the things I felt were expensive. I looked at like the price of their spags, the price of just the basic things I would normally buy in Nigeria, and like they are more expensive. But every other thing like chicken, foodstuffs in general is cheap. So yeah, I would say it's very affordable, but it depends on your own standard of living. The last but not the least thing I absolutely love about Cameroon is our communal sense of living. Oh my god, like we have this sense of family. I'll take an example. When I came that weekend, we had an event in my parents' business. It was quite a big event. There were over 700 people, and yes, there are staff working there, but family still showed up. Like I had almost 10 family members coming to help my mom. Not as if she doesn't have staff to run the event, not like they being there they'll do the most things, but like it's just what family does. It's just this communal sense of living. If you have an event in the family, maybe a happy event, for example childbirth, marriage, or whatever, family on end. Like I remember during my wedding, oh my god, there were more than 40 family members in my house. Like there were old women that came to cook that were literally sleeping here for a week. Like people are not doing this because they expect you to give them anything. It's just because they expect that when they have their own event, you would also show up for them. So there's just this communal sense of living, like I treat you well, you treat me well kind of thing. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. When I come home, you're never bored because there are always so many people. Like as we are, it's not only my brothers that are around, I have cousins that are around, you see family friends around, because that's just what happens. Like there's just this communal sense of living. And then kids still come out to play. Like it's not really like in Nigeria where everybody is just in their houses. Like neighbors, like their kids come here to play video games with my brothers, or they play in the backyard, and like it's just a communal sense of living. So I absolutely love that. So yeah, this is just like a few things I absolutely love about Cameroon. If you are a Cameroonian watching this video, or if you've ever been to Cameroon, let me know. Do you agree with any of these points? Do you have some other points that I haven't mentioned in this video? Let me know in the comment section down below. As you've been watching my vlogs, are there some things you've observed that you also love that maybe I didn't mention? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.